Hi, everybody. I'm gonna put this on. Oh, I'm not quite as scary looking, but it's still getting there. Hold on, gotta put on the whole show. Oh, now I look human, quasi-professional. This is the way to roll. Clearly, wigs are where it's at. Anyway, the demonstration portion of this video is over. That was quick. Anyway, I wanted to touch base with you to talk to you about something that comes across my desk every single day that I work in digital commerce. And I have to be careful. I can't mention specific companies or products or anything like that, but I can talk about the phenomenon. So here's the thing. Like, I hear all the time, like, if you use our product, then we will lower your cart abandonment rate, right? If you use our product or do X, Y, and Z on your website, you will get a conversion rate that exceeds 2%. So let me backtrack a little bit, because those are two very different claims. And for those of you who don't speak fluent business jargon, you may need a little bit of a crash course. So what they're basically saying is, if you buy their software widget and put it on the cart page, so this is the first statement I made, then people won't abandon their carts. Like, they'll go through all the way and buy stuff. Okay, we'll tackle that in a moment, whether or not I think that's true. And then the second portion of that is, if you buy this other software product, or maybe the same software product, who knows, and do all these things with your website, then your conversion rate, so the number of people who actually, again, go all the way through to the sales portion and complete the transaction, like, that will exceed 2%. Now, what you must know is that 2% figure is across all industries. It's across the entire vertical of digital commerce, e-commerce, right? So it's no matter what they're selling, if they're selling it online, the conversion rate is roughly 2%. So that's a very broad statistic, because that's a very broad data set, right? Like, that's literally everything that's sold online. So you kind of have to take that information slightly with a grain of salt. And then when it comes to the cart abandonment rates, that's usually very specific to whatever products you're selling. But again, here's where I come down on all of this, is that, there's only so much you can do to mitigate these behaviors. And part of it comes down to understanding your shoppers. It comes down to understanding what is driving these behaviors, because at the end of the day, people aren't machines. They're people. They have emotions, they have opinions, and they don't always behave in the way that you're trying to nudge them to behave. So if you're an e-commerce site, you obviously want people to buy as much as possible, right? Now, you guys know where I stand on that. Like, if I think that something's not going to be a good fit for somebody, I'll straight up steer them away from the sale, just because I want to make sure that, when they think of me and what I'm doing, that is a positive impression that kind of transcends individual sales, right? Like, I'm willing to sacrifice a sale to save that relationship. To me, that is the very nature of what, like, a customer-centric sort of ethic is about. In site design, in business design, it's like you have to honor that relationship that transcends the sale. And the problem with both of those claims that I mentioned at the beginning of this video is that they don't really do that. They don't consider the needs of the customer, or like their feelings, or what is driving that behavior in the first place. Because I know, because I'm a sociologist by training. I used my AI background to do social studies, essentially. And the thing is, and you guys probably know where I'm going with this already, because if you've ever abandoned a cart, or if you've ever gone all the way through but not actually bought something, then you probably know already, better than these tech people, why carts get abandoned, why this happens. It's for a whole bunch of reasons, but it's a game, right? And the shoppers want the opportunity to shop around. Like, that is literally what the internet is primarily for. It is not necessarily for sales. It is for people researching things before they buy it. That is the vast majority of commercial activity on the internet, is people researching what it is that they're thinking of buying. And that's why buy online, pick up in store is such a popular option for a lot of companies, because people do that research on their own time via the internet, and then they go to the store, look at it, feel it, touch it, maybe even try it on, and then take it home, right? So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. And when you understand that is part of that relationship, that it's crucially important to give customers space to think about the products, to imagine themselves in the products, to compare that product to competing products, right? Like to go to various sites and shop around for pricing. Some people go all the way through to the cart page just to get a subtotal, right? Like just to see what coupons apply and stuff like that, and how much things cost, because it does the math for you. Why do you have to, break out a calculator, right? Or your phone? You can just put it in the cart, and then if it's too much, you just bounce. Find a better deal somewhere else, you bounce. And then also people are incentivized to bounce because they might get a coupon. There are lots of websites that will give people coupons specifically for, abandoning a cart. And the thing is, customers aren't dumb. I think that's the other thing. I think a lot of people who make these assumptions and make these sort of, claims about what tech can do, they are underestimating the intelligence of the customer, which isn't particularly empathetic towards those customers, in my opinion. So what do you think? I mean, this is how I can make what I do in my day job relevant to you, because a lot of it is frankly about you and people like you, and trying to reframe you in the center of this conversation. So the conversation isn't just about you and how to get you to buy stuff, but it's actually about your needs, how to address them, and how to basically make space in that ecosystem for you to be a human being and not a machine. So I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll talk again later. Bye, everybody.